भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नष्टिकी। Hare Krishna Pranam. Today we try to understand shloka number 11 to 13 of chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka, Canto 1st. Sat-saṅga mukta dutsanga
सत्संगात मुक्त दुसंगः
हातुम न उत्सहते बुधः
हातुं न उत्सहते बुधः
कीर्त्यमाणं यशः यस्य
कीर्त्यमानं यशस्य
सकृत आकर्ण्य रोचनम्
सकृत् आकर्ण्य रोचनम्
तस्मिन्यस्तधियः पार्थाः
तस्मिन् अन्यस्तधियः पार्थाः
न्यस्तधियः पार्थाः सहेरन् विरहं कथम्
सहेरन्विरहं कथम्
दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप शयन आसन भोजनैः
दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप शयन आसन भोजनैः
सर्वे ते अनिमिषैः अक्षैः
सर्वे ते अनिमिषैः अक्षैः
तम अनुद्रुत चेतसः
तम अनुद्रुत चेतसः
वीक्षन्तः स्नेह संबंधा
वीक्षन्तः स्नेह संबंधा
विचेलुः तत्र तत्र
विचेलुः तत्र तत्र
सत्संगात मुक्त दुत्संगः
सत्संगात् मुक्त दुख संगः
कीर्त्यमान सॉरी हातुम न उत्सते बुधः
हातुं न उत्सहते बुधः
कीर्त्यमाणं यशः यस्य
कीर्त्यमानं यशः यस्य
सकृत आकर्ण्य रोचनम्
सकृत् आकर्ण्य रोचनम्
तस्मिन्यस्तधियः
तस्मिन्यस्तधियः
पार्था सहे रणविरहं कथम्
पार्थाः सहेरनविरहं कथम्
दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप
दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप
शयन आसन भोजनैः
शयन आसन भोजनैः
सर्वे ते अनिमिषैः
सर्वे ते अनिमिषैः
अक्षयितम् अनुद्रुत चेतसः
अक्षयितम् अनुद्रुत चेतसः
वीक्षन्तः स्नेह सम्बन्धाः
वीक्षन्तः स्नेहसम्बद्धाः
विचेलुः तत्र तत्र
विचेलुः तत्र तत्र
तत्संगात् मुक्त दुत्संगः हातुं न उत्सहते बुधः कीर्त्यमाणं यशः यस्य सकृत आकर्ण्य रोचनम् तस्मिन्यस्तधियः पार्थाः सहेरन् विरहं कथम् दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप शयन आसन भोजनैः सर्वे ते अनिमेषैः अक्षैः तम अनुद्रुत चेतसः वीक्षन्तः स्नेह संबंधाः विचेलुः तत्र तत्र। हरे कृष्णा। प्लीज रीड प्रभु जी।
सत्संगात् मुक्त दुःसंगः हातुं न उत्सहते बुधः कीर्त्यमानं यश यस्य सकृत् आकर्ण्य रोचनम् तस्मिन्यसद्धीयः पार्थाः सहरेन विरहं कथम् दर्शन स्पर्श संलाप शयन आसन भोजनैः सर्वे ते निमिषैः अक्षय तम अनुद्रुत चेतसः वीक्षन्तः स्नेह संबद्धा विचेलुः तत्र तत्र
पुनः माता जी प्लीज रीड।
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sat-saṅgan mukta dusango hatum na otsahate buddha kirte manam yasho yasya sa sakrad akarne rochanam tasminyasat dhiye parthah saharen viraham katham darshana sparsha samlapa शयन आसना भोजन है सर्वे ते अनिमेषेर अक्षे तम अनु द्रुत चेतसाः विक्षन्ता स्ने संबंधा विचलेसु तत्र तत्र आहा
विचेलुहु तत्र तत्र हा विचेलिशु नहीं. Please Sridhar Prabhuji. Sridhar Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sat-saṅgan mukha duksango hatum na utsahate buddha kirtyamanam yaso yasya sagrit akarna rochanam tasmin yasta dhiye partha saheran viraham gadam darshana sparsha samhado sayanasana bhojanai.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhu.
Sarve to nimisha ajñasyatam anudrita chetasaṁ vishatta snedakambando vichesat tatra tatra hai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The intelligent who have understood the Supreme Lord in association with pure devotees and have become freed from bad materialistic association can never avoid hearing the glories of the Lord, even though they have heard them only once. How then could the Pandavas tolerate his separation? For they had been intimately associated with his person, seeing him face to face, touching him, conversing with him, and sleeping, sitting, and dining with him. All their hearts were waiting for him on the pot of attraction. They looked at him without blinking their eyes, and they moved hither and thither in perplexity. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The living being constitutional position is one of serving a superior. He is obliged to serve by force the dictates of illusory material energy in different phases of sense gratification. And in serving the senses, he is never tired. Even though he may be tired, the illusory energy perpetually forces him to do so without being satisfied. There is no end to touch sense gratificatory business, and the conditioned soul becomes entangled in such servitude without hope of release. The release is only effected by association with pure devotees. By such association, one is gradually promoted to his transcendental consciousness. Thus he can know that his eternal position is to render service unto the Lord and not to the perverted senses in the capacity of lust, anger, desire to lord it over, etc. Material society, friendship, and love are all different pages of lust, home, country, family, society, wealth, and all sorts of bondage in the material world, where the threefold miseries of the life are concomitant factors. By associating with pure devotees and by hearing them submissively, attachment for material enjoyment becomes slackened and attraction for hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord becomes prominent. Once they will go on progressively without stoppage, like fire in gunpowder. It is said that Hari, the personality of Godhead, is so transcendently attractive that even those who are self-satisfied by self-realization and are factually liberated from all material bondage also become devotees of the Lord. Under the circumstances, it is easily understood what must have been the position of the Pandavas, who were constant companions of the Lord. They could not even think of separation from Sri Krishna, since the attraction was more intense for them because of continuous personal contact, his remembrance by his form, quality, name, fame, pastimes, etc. is also attractive for the pure devotee, so much so that he forgets all forms, quality, name, fame, and activities of the mundane world, and due to his mature association with pure devotees, he is not out of contact with the Lord for a moment. Krishna is naturally attractive for all living beings because he is the chief eternal amongst all eternals. He alone is the maintainer of the many eternals. This is stated in the Katha Upanishad, and thus one can obtain permanent peace and prosperity by a revival of one's eternal relationship with him, now forgotten under the spell of Maya, the illusory energy of the Lord. Once this relation is slightly revived, the conditioned soul at once becomes freed from the illusion of material energy and becomes mad after the association of the Lord. This association is made possible not only by personal contact with the Lord, but also by association with his name, fame, form, and quality. Srimad Bhagavatam trains the conditioned soul to this stage of perfection by submissive hearing from the pure devotee. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam ena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namah. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Sthapitam ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Śrī Guroho Śrī Yuta Padakamalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavancha Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam tam sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Caitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Śrī Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyato Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. We continue Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka, Shloka 11, 12, and 13. In this shloka, they describe about the intelligent who have understand the Supreme Lord is association with the pure devotee. He is always free from bad materialistic association, and when once he heard about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, never forget, and he always engaged. He like that Pandavas comparison doing this event, how the Pandavas able to separate from Krishna, how they tolerate separation from Krishna, that described in the shloka. And next shloka they describe about the perplexity, about the all their hearts were melting for the pot of attraction. They looked at Supreme Personality, means Krishna, how they realize about Krishna and what which are their opinion, this described in both shlokas. Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhecha kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Hare Krishna. So we are talking about Sat. Sat means devotees and Asat means non-devotees. That is very simple what Prabhupada ji says.
Awaz, awaz, awaz.
Hare Krishna.
Sound.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible now?
Hare Krishna.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
Prabhu,
Yes,
you are
yes.
audible.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
So, Prabhupada ji gives a very simple definition of Sat and Asat. Prabhupada ji says Sat means devotees and Asat means non-devotees. Even Chaitanya Pandit, Cāṇakya Paṇḍita, he also has advice. Tyaja durjana-saṁsargaṁ, bhaja sādhu-samāgamam. So, the most crucial point for advancement in human life is this. Tyaja durjana-saṁsargaṁ. Try to avoid the infection of durjanas, association of the materialistic persons. And who are materialistic? Anyone who is after money and women. They are materialistic. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised, in fact, that death is better, that has to be preferred than to associate with the class of men who are anchoring after money and women. In fact, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was requested to see King Pratāparudra, he simply said, no, I cannot meet him. He is a king. And king as a class is always in association with money and women. So he refused to see him. In fact, he quoted one verse from the Shastra to explain the reason for it. Bhava-sāgarasya Niṣkiñcanasya jigamiṣor bhava-sāgarasya. So now, what is bhava-sagar? The whole universe. Sagara means ocean or sea. And bhava means repetition of birth and death. So, where in this material world there is repetition of birth and death, that whole universe is bhava-sāgara. So, bhava comes from bhutva, bhutva, praliyate. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has mentioned that if we take birth, we remain here for some time, then we give up this body, we accept another body, and then tatha dehantar praptihi dhira tatra na muhyati. So, we just simply change our body, which is like changing the dress. But practically, we are eternal. Nitya Shashvat Ayam Nahanyate Hanyamane Sharire. But there is no guarantee what kind of a body I am going to accept next. So it will be according to the work. We can become an insect, we can become a demigod, we can become a tree, we can become an animal, anything according to karma. Karmana Daiva Netrenaha. Now, if someone is thrown into water of sea, and even if he is a very expert swimmer, he would not like to remain there perpetually. He would like to come out. Similarly, although we may have become very expert in changing our body, but still at the time of death, we don't like it. Nobody likes to die. Why? Because we are not the body. Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. By the destruction of this body, the soul is not dead, it is living. So one who understands this, he has got self-realization. In human life, if someone does not know what is the process of living condition, how we are changing, how we are accepting birth and death, how to stop it, then what is the meaning of such human life? So this knowledge has to be obtained, and that can be obtained by Sat-saṅga, associating with devotees of the Lord. Now, if you want to associate with the devotees, then you have to give up the association of the non-devotees. That is very natural. So Sat-saṅga means satam prasangam mama virya samvidhayaha. So this comes in Bhagavad, 3rd canto, we are going to study it. So really realized souls of Bhagavad and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, they are called Sat. Those who are actually reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam for the satisfaction of Bhagavan, they are Sat. So once associating with these Sat people, one cannot make any more association with Asat. Once we are associated sincerely with devotees, we cannot mix with non-devotees. And this is the test. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Sat-saṅga is so powerful. If one submissively hears from Sat-saṅga about the name and fame of the Supreme Lord, immediately it becomes palatable. Sakrat akarnya rochanam. Now this same thing is repeated in Bhagavatam 3rd canto again. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti ritakarna rasayana kathaha. If one hears from real devotees, he immediately becomes pregnant. We like from the heart. We like from the ear. Very nice to hear. Ritakarna rasayana. Rasayana means pleasing. So as soon as one will hear from Satam, then his ear and heart will be pleased. Oh, it is very nice. That is the effect of Sat-saṅga. There is life after that. And you have to prepare for the next life. Karmana daiva netrin. And then according to karma, by superior inspection, there will be next birth. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it is plainly spoken, Janma karma cha me divyam yo janati tatvata. Krishna says, excuse me, simply try to understand my janma. See, he is saying he takes birth. But then, Aja, peace and avyatma. He is Aja. In fact, every one of us is Aja. Na jayate na mriyate. We don't take birth, don't die, because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna also definitely is Aja. But then he's saying, Janma karma cha me divyam. So they are all transcendental subject matter, not ordinary things. Krishna's coming, Krishna's working, Krishna's fighting, Krishna's loving, all are transcendental subject matters. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly prohibits that if you become Niṣkiñcana, you are entering into the renounce order with the idea of going forward, bhava-sāgarasya, on the other side of the ocean, then aspiring after money and woman is lower than dying. It is lower than even committing suicide. Ha hanta, visha, bhakshanta api asadhu. Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name is so pleasing that one cannot avoid it if once he has associated with devotees. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord, they are identical. There is no difference. We are still chanting the holy name of the Lord. And if the Lord comes personally, how much we shall be gladdened. We are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and we feel so happiness. And Pandavas, they are practically associating with Krishna. So how much it is impossible for the Pandavas to give up this association. Because they are so fortunate that Darshana Sparsha Samipa Shayana Asana Bhojana. This is what the first shloka tries to make us understand, how it is very, very difficult once we have coordinated or got in touch with Krishna to give up Krishna. Even simply hearing, chanting enables us to get over or to overcome the materialistic attitudes. So if Pandavas had actually seen him, then how much difficult it is for them to live it. Krishna is transcendently attractive. Even those who are self-satisfied by self-realization, factually liberated from all material bondage, also become devotees of the Lord. There are so many examples in the Shastras about it. See, Krishna, that very name suggests attractive. Krishna means all attractive. Sarva akarshayati iti Krishna. Because he is complete, Purna. So he has got all attractive features from material point of view, spiritual point of view. So his name is Krishna. He delivers the fallen souls from the miserable condition. He attracts and he delivers. Therefore, Krishna means Param Bhagavan. Param Bhagavan iti shabdate. And Rama, nearly the same. Param Brahman. So the absolute truth is not something which is inexplicable. It is actually explicable. And we have got the explanation. Purnaha. Purna means complete. Nityo Nityanam Chetanaha Chetananam. So he is also a living entity, just like all of us. But we are not Purna, we are defective. Especially when we come to the material world, we are defective in so many ways. By nature, we are defective or not Purna. We are incomplete, subordinate, and Krishna is complete. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings has given one line of Vaishnava behavior. Asat-saṅga Tyaja yehi Vaishnava acharaha. So if we are actually serious about advancing in Krishna consciousness, we should not mix with materialists. We should not even invite them. Neither we should take their footsteps, accept their footsteps. In Nectar of Instructions, if you all remember, I just remembered we have a fourth shloka in Nectar of Instruction regarding
Sound.
regarding 6 ways in which
Sound.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So in Nectar of Instructions, we have got this shloka. Dadati pratigrihnati guhyamakyati prithyati bhungte bhojayate cha eva shadvidhim priti lakshanam. So offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love said by one devotee and another. So this is what is required to be done. This is how the devotees interact with each other. Anything else, interaction with materialists is forbidden. Because the materialists, they don't understand. Human life can become perfect by tapasya only. Tapasaha brahmacharena, samena, damena cha, tyagena satya sauchabhyam, yamena niyamena va. So you have to follow. The Pandavas and their families were all such by association of Krishna. Therefore, they were very perplexed within their mind that Krishna is going back to his home. How shall we leave? How can we give up Krishna? So those who are actually devotees of Krishna, they cannot give up Krishna at any risk. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur. Now Haridas Thakur was a Mohammedan. He took to Krishna now. The Qazi called him, you are Mohammedan. Why are you taking this Krishna now? What is the fault, sir? There are many Hindus, they also become Muslims. So I like this. So he was punished. But he did not give up. We cannot give up once we get in touch with Krishna. And that is what is important. Sat-saṅga and mukta saṅga. As soon as one associates with Krishna names, he associates with Krishna. And then, if he is purely chanting without any offense, Maya cannot touch him. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava-mahadavagni nirvapanam. And as soon as Maya cannot touch him, then bhava-mahadavagni nirvapanam. The blazing fire of material extinguish immediately. So this is what is important, and this is what we have to take. Pandavas were purified by association of Krishna. So they were thinking how we shall live if Krishna goes to Dwarka. In this way, they could not get any solution. They were loitering here and there. Just like when we are disturbed in mind, we loiter what to do, what to do, what to do. So they were doing that only. Similarly, we have to become attached with Krishna name to such an extent that we cannot give up the Harinam Sankirtan any time in our life.